basically what changed. And then obviously, if you see teams like, for example, I think a minute or less. I'm trying to think. Minute or less. Suns, like the mid 2000s Phoenix. Now I'm not the nerdiest NBA fan. I know like surface level knowledge, so it's like bear with me. Mid 2000 Suns nickname. Yeah, the 7 seconds or less like Suns is basically like they're taking advantage of the rule changes, because I think it was Mike D'Antoni or something, or like one of the owners of the Suns were like in talks with like I think people in the NBA, and they were talking about the rule changes. So then a lot of the trades, like for example for players like, I don't know, I'm trying to look, like Sean Marion and shit, or like would Amari Stoudemire be in this team during the time, or was Amari Stoudemire like drafted later? But like players like Steve Nash, they were like traded or like they were like acquired to accompany to these rule changes. That's why like the Suns were really good during that time. It kind of sucks that they weren't able to get like NBA championships for real, because them niggas is like a good team back then. I think they're just like a couple of choke jobs and shit. But yeah, it was because they took advantage of the rule changes, and then like that's why you see progressively it went from like taller players being the best, like smaller players getting the best. And then you can even see that in like offensive ratings, where it's like dominantly like big men scoring, and then you start seeing like smaller players score, and then now it's just absurd 112. And I think it'll probably be like higher by the end of the 2020s, because just remember, we're in 2025. We're in 2025. Damn, I still remember 2020 and lockdown and watching the bubble. But yeah, nah, we're in 2025, so it's like we just hit the middle of the year. So like there's more to come by 2030. That's nuts to say out loud, though. 2030. Like damn, I can't imagine even being alive during the change of the millennium, for real. But yeah, if you see like scoring blew up, ultimately helping, and then Ronda upside down handbands, huh? LeBron James hate propaganda. That's It was discovered that many T-shirts were. That's a retarded like rule change, whatever. Yeah, Will Chamberlain had a bunch of rule changes. Like I remember, you couldn't like there's a reason you had to like hit the rim, because he used to just hit the backboard like on these free throws and just dunk that bitch. He used to like jump from like behind the fucking hoop and like behind the backboard and just like Like he used to just do a bunch of fuck shit, bro. That nigga was a freak in nature. Yeah, I remember apparently there's a story of this nigga called Caron Butler. He used to like go through like 10 straws a game, just like chewing them shits. Such a weird habit when you think about it. Trent Tucker. The Trent Tucker rule disallows any regular shot to be taken on the court if the ball is put into play with less than 0.3 of a second left on the game or a shot clock. So if there is 0.2 or 0.1 seconds left, the shot has to be done by just the tip of the player's finger. I don't know, that's fucking weird as shit. I'm not gonna... The leg kick, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't like kick your legs after shots. That's just been banned because of niggas like Reggie Miller, Dwayne Wade, and like Kobe, and like a lot of players during the 2000s and late 90s. And then obviously like the Allen Iverson dress code, we were talking about that before. Daryl Chocolate Thunder Dawkins, Daryl Dawkins, backboards and chains. The NBA changed the backboard material because of this man. That's a cool thing to tell your grandchildren. Unfortunately, due to constant glass shattering dunks. Daryl Dawkins. Now I remember he was like one of the first big NBA players to skip on college and go straight to the NBA out of high school. Now I remember the league stepped in. On top of that, while many other players like Will Chamberlain and Dr. J rocked the gold chains, it was Daryl Dawkins that was responsible for the banning of them because he would wear them. He would wear more than a few. Picture Mr. T. So he's a breacher. He's basically a breacher. And then Shaquille O'Neal, Hack and Shaq, and backboard support. Yeah, we know about that. Colorful sneakers. Yeah, the fucking band shoes that motherfucking marketing tactic used by Nike. 5-second rule. Yeah, because Charles Barkley used to just like post up for nearly 24 seconds, and obviously niggas aren't trying to watch that shit. That was basically the 5-second back to the basket rule. And then custom band-aids. That's a weird one. Such a trivial, but when Dwayne Wade got a cut under his left eye in 2009, a band-aid was obviously suitable for medical purposes. However, then Dwayne and rapper Nelly tried making, yeah, but Nelly was rocking that way before 2009, I'm pretty sure. And then Luol Cinder or like not Cromlin, Luol Cinder or Carl, fuck, I can't say his name, bruh. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, if you didn't know. They banned dunking in the NCAA, which is kind of fucked because this nigga's so good. And then that allowed him to get the skyhook. And that's a cool story as well. And then Sam Perkins, niggas can't wear do-rags no more. That's crazy to think. LaMarcus Aldridge, late game goaltending reviews. LaMarcus Aldridge rule came after a controversial call by referee Scott. Of course it's the motherfucking Scott Foster, the extender. Fuck me, bro. Who claimed that LaMarcus Aldridge goaltended a game-winning layup by Kevin Durant. After the NBA came out saying that the call was incorrect, they implemented that they could review late game goaltending. Oh, big fake. Of course, the motherfucking extender, bro. Scott Foster being so many controversial calls. Like, I remember if you look at this, like, Scott Foster versus CP3 is a crazy one as well, bro. If you see like the visual, bruh, look at that, man. Is that not kind of crazy to you? Chris Paul record over his last 14 games with referee Scott Foster is 0-14. And this nigga just went on to say it's personal. That's funny as shit when you think about it. Let me get closer a little bit. But yeah, that's a crazy statistic as well. Yeah, there's so much shit that just goes on in the background. I remember there was that official, I forgot his name, that got caught up in a gambling charge because he used to like we admitted, can we meet again? That caught up on like gambling and shit. He used to gamble on NBA players and he was a referee, which is fucking crazy to think about. And then I think he was either the officiated or he was talking about the 2002 Sacramento versus Lakers game, either game 6 or game 7, where like the Lakers had an absurd amount of free throws. And then he was talking about like basically, yeah, it was rigged, like confirmed. Which is kind of nutty to think about. Like, damn, niggas still like rigging games and shit. But is this like a young Scott Foster? Damn, this nigga was that young. And then it's like, look here, but this nigga got like gray hairs and shit. 3 for 17 in the last 15 to 20 games, bro. Scott Foster needs to be like held accountable. Like, someone needs to review this nigga, bro. This nigga be definitely either working for the NBA or working for Vegas. There's no in between, bro. And then the technical foul rule, art test or Meta World Peace was known for his unique placidity, and after the Malice in the Palace, the NBA increased its fines, instituted a 1-game suspension after 16 technicals, and another 1-game suspension. Oh yeah, I remember, because I think it was like, for example, Rasheed Wallace has the most technical fouls in NBA history, and then I think in second place, it was what's his name? DeMarcus Cousins, but DeMarcus Cousins wasn't ever able to like break the record because of that rule, because of run out test, which is crazy to think about. Karl Malone has the most technical fouls, huh? I thought it was Rasheed Wallace. Oh, in a single season. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. 29 ejections in a fucking single season is nuts. If you think about it, 82 games in a season. So this nigga got ejected from 29. So it's like, do we want to do math? Do we want to use math? We might have to use math. Fuck it, bruh. Calculator. This is coming from an engineering student. So if this is retarded, please hold me accountable. So would it be like, what, like 29 divided by 82 times 100? Am I correct? 35%. So it's like, let's say 29 out of 82%. Please tell me I am correct. Darling, I keep falling in love. So 29 is percentage of. So you did get it right, yeah. So engineering came in handy. So somehow. But yeah, that means this nigga got ejected 35% of his games. That's fucking crazy when you think about it, bro. 35% of your games you get ejected in a single season. That's crazy. And most technical fouls. And this nigga still goes on to be an NBA champion. So like, fuck it, bro. Whatever works, works. And then, the big balls dance. Yeah, when he, I remember, cause didn't like he hurt himself during it or whatever. Yeah, that's actually crazy, bro. Now the NBA fines 15,000 every time you do it, bro. That's so fucked, bro. Hey man, sometimes you gotta let your balls hang, bro. And then bonus James Harden, the Harden rule, yeah, because like wasn't that like flopping? Yeah, which is just like crazy to think about. It's legit called the Harden rule. And then like LaMarcus Aldridge has like, oh nah, yeah, James Harden has the only rule to be named after him, which is kind of nutty. Oh, I guess Hack a Shaq. Was that even a? I guess it's not a rule. It's more of like a fucking play style, whatever. I don't know, bro. I'm just talking out my ass for a little bit. But like, yeah, that's fucking crazy to think about, bro. Was this because I was talking about 2K12? Fuck. You just been yapping for ages. I remember.